This is Can We Just Talk, the podcast and YouTube series where it doesn't matter if you're living under a rock. We'll fill you in on the past week's biggest, weirdest, and most impactful stories, headlines, and developments in a nice casual conversation. Set your volume and settle in, because coming to you from a random basement in New Jersey, this is Can We Just Talk. Episode 30. Once again, we always provide what we promise. We always provide, starting about 20 minutes late. We decided to tack on an extra 4. We apologize. Richie's got a computer with 16 gigabytes of RAM, yet for some reason it doesn't have a camera. So we don't know how to control that. But you know what? We're here. We're happy to be here. We're finally on the air. No one's watching yet, so I don't think anyone's too mad at us. I only got like.
You want me to plug the old camera in, Troy? The other camera?
No, it's okay. No, it's okay. I think we're doing fine. Actually, this isn't one of our stories, but I saw a report that there's apparently a lot of sharks attacking the underwater internet cables that run along the bottom of the ocean. That me and Jacob had a.
No,
shut up!
You admit they exist.
I thought they weren't real. Okay, that's not the point of this story. I'm kicking it off. This is like a little extra that we don't usually get to on the episode, but congratulations. We have an extra story as an apology for why we're late. Apparently, sharks are attacking the cables that run to the bottom of the ocean that send the internet across the ocean. Sharks are attacking it, which could mean slower Wi-Fi, which could mean Richie's computer is slow. So we can blame the sharks for this. Richie, you're off the hook for now.
Mine is a direct feed to shark Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
that's
you have the wire that the sharks are attracted to, the red wire. Sorry, we'll let it slide.
It's all the RAM. They love the RAM.
They love RAM. That's a 16 gigabyte RAM wire. I'll take it. Serve it up for me. Jacob, you know the deal. You had an interesting story for us this week, I hope. I haven't read it yet, so fill in what's going on this week.
What about how we're doing?
It doesn't matter.
Chris isn't here tonight. I don't care. Doesn't matter. Chris isn't here. Doesn't matter. I apologize to all of our fans.
Yeah, I feel like shit because Chris isn't here, so.
Yeah, no Chris. Go ahead, Jacob. What do you got for us this week?
Chris is calling a soccer game. He's probably doing pretty well. So, Richie, that means you got to be doing well, too. But we'll start right in. We'll start right in with the stories here. So, if I told you that, somebody caught a big fish, where do you think that would take place?
The ocean.
The ocean.
Yeah. The ocean. Some people go deep sea fishing. They catch a fish like way out in the ocean. Well, this week, a 240-pound, 100-year-old sturgeon was caught in Detroit. Detroit.
That's the big lake, right?
That was the craziest part of the story. I mean, it was in the Detroit River. So it seems like it was like right there, like right near Detroit. Like, I would not think that somebody would just be like, oh yeah, we're doing a big fishing expedition. We're some hardcore fishers. We want to catch the big fish. Oh yeah, we're also going to go to Detroit to do fishing. Like, what? Also, what's up?
Jacob, I know you've probably seen the photos. I don't know if everyone else here has seen the photos of sturgeons, but those things are like dinosaurs. Like
I've seen them.
Insane.
Are you seeing them, Rich?
Yes, I look at them all the time.
They look like dinosaurs. They're massive.
7 feet long.
But they're not just long. They're like big. Like big fish. Like
7
scary,
foot 240
like if you see that,
not
bigger than
sea
me.
monster.
That's bigger than like the size of me. That's crazy. That's a huge fish.
Yeah. Don't get us started on whales. Those are some big fish too.
Whales are different than fish, though.
I don't think so.
Whales are not.
Oh wait,
whales
they're
are not fish.
Sharks.
They're
I'm thinking
sharks.
Sharks are fish. Am I
wrong?
Okay.
It's insane that they caught this. Go ahead, Jacob.
I was just gonna say the other part of the story is like, when you think about somebody catching a big fish, right? You're like, oh, it was probably like some professionals and like a really like fancy like expedition trying to purposely go catch big fish. Well, no, this was actually caught by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and they were doing their annual survey of sturgeons, and they just happened to just pull up this huge sturgeon out of the middle of nowhere, and they were like, "What?" So they took all these pictures. Of course, they released it again, but I just thought that was another like weird aspect of the story. Like, okay, it was just like, they're just doing a study. They had to do their study on sturgeons, and they just happened to pull up like the biggest one.
Austin, you're muted.
No, I know. I was hoping someone else would jump in, but yes, sturgeons are giant, and like you said, they look like dinosaurs. They're huge, they're spiny, and I've actually caught quite a few sturgeons before in Stardew Valley, and they are really hard to catch. Really hard. They're one of the harder fish to catch. I know Beather Buns is an avid Stardew Valleyer and can vouch for that.
They live to be really old too. Like,
yeah,
I caught them in real life. They're not that hard.
The males live up to 55 years, and the females live for 70 to 100 years.
Are
So
sturgeons
they're immortal before they turn 70? That's fucking crazy.
I'm trying to think. What's the fish you catch with your hand?
Catfish.
Which one of those?
Catfish.
Those get pretty big too. Have you seen some of the videos of people? And people just stick their hand in and just pull them out. I don't think you can do that for something that's 7 feet 240, something that's bigger than most of the guys in the NFL Combine.
That thing will throw you.
Yeah, but I mean, why? It makes no sense that someone can pull that up on a fishing pole. I mean, like once you get it to the sea water level, how do you pull that thing on the boat? You know what I mean?
They have to have like some special tools to like allow them to do that, because I also think like
you can get them in the net.
Some fish are also like more aggressive than others. So like maybe the sturgeons won't fight back as hard as other fish, but like you were talking about those catfish videos. Like I see the catfish is like bucking around, and some of the people are like getting flung around as they're trying to pull this thing in.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say I can hear Richie's computer downshifting on his microphone, but
no, but it's got 16 gigabytes of RAM. It's good. It's good. It's a good computer.
I hate catfish because I actually was caught by a catfish. I went to the truck stop expecting to meet a beautiful woman, and it was Richie. He catfished me.
I'm pretty sure you're already in hot water with Lindy over there.
Yeah.
You think Lindy listens to this? Are you kidding me?
Well, she's sitting right next to me, so yes, she is listening to it.
She can. You have your headphones on.
I can hear him.
Yeah, but you're yelling so loud, she can hear you very clearly. So she's getting all parts of this conversation, except for Jacob. But besides the point, talking about fish, talking about sturgeon. Yeah, it's a big fish. What do you do with a sturgeon? Can you eat sturgeon? Is that like a food? I don't think I've ever seen on a menu sturgeon. Is that a thing? Am I missing out?
It's hard to catch. That's why.
Well, I don't know if it's that hard to catch. There's a lot. I don't think they're.
If it's alive, you can eat it.
It's a trophy fish. It's a trophy fish.
I know, but is it a good fish to eat? Does it taste good? Because there's a difference between good fish and big fish.
Yeah, I've eaten a couple. Not as good as, like, say, like a nice trout, but I eat a lot of sturgeon. Not my favorite. They're just easy to catch for me.
According to Google, it's saying the best way to eat sturgeon is raw. So sashimi, sushi, that's the best way to eat it.
Sturgeon is also really popular for their eggs. That's what they make caviar out of. Is sturgeon eggs. So I think a lot
Richard,
of
I thought you were the fish expert.
They're like used.
I feel like you should
they
know
have
this.
like in a fish farm. So it's like it's not that common that you just like catch, or maybe it's not like usually what you're going out for to catch a wild sturgeon, because they just have farms of them that they use for caviar.
It's Jacob, it's really hard to catch them if they're not on a farm because they live on the bottom of really deep rivers and stuff like that. And they usually you can catch them in the summer or the winter. I believe, in Stardew Valley, that's when you can catch them. But I remember seeing, I think on Planet Earth 2, there's sturgeon that like migrate or whatever, and it's easier to catch them during certain seasons, but they're giant. Like this one's 7 feet. Like they are like, we can't, if you saw that in a river, like if we were tubing down the Delaware and we saw that, we would never go back in to the river.
I would think that was a shark. Like if it's that big, like it's automatically dangerous. I don't even know what's happening.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I wanted to ask. This is definitely bigger than some sharks. What classifies a shark? What's the difference between a sturgeon and a shark in this case? Because honestly, 7 foot, 250, like there's definitely sharks a lot smaller than that. I guess they don't have the same like teeth. I'm guessing that's one of the big major differences, but
same diet.
Yeah, I guess that's different. I mean, they're probably like more similar to like the lifestyle of like a whale than a shark, because I don't think sturgeon are like crazy aggressive.
So you're right, they're not. But I'm reading here, Troy. They can grow. So this one's 100 years old and it's 7 feet. That's not even max size. They can be 11 feet long. Imagine if you're in a freaking river floating down and an 11-foot fish swims by you.
Imagine if you're in a 10-foot boat and an 11-foot fish swims by. What in the world?
Yeah.
How do they know how old it is? What, do they cut it open and count the rings? How do they know how old a fish is?
Based on Jacob, didn't it say like based on weight and width and
I guess you can calculate on the growth rate.
I don't know. I'm thinking based on the weight. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's like not an exact measurement, of course.
Let's be honest. They guessed. They looked at the fish like, yeah, that looks about.
They also said like, you know, the fish didn't fight very much because it's like tired and pretty old. So
did they kill
it?
I'm
guessing that's what. No, they took some pictures and they released it. It was the wildlife agency. They weren't gonna kill it.
Oh, I thought it was just fishermen.
No, it was like the U.S. government wildlife agency doing a research study on sturgeon, and they just happened to pull up this huge one.
Are sturgeon? So correct me if I'm wrong. Big fish. You know, I acknowledge that they are some of the bigger fish in the ocean, but aren't marlins also like massive? And that's a fish, right? Like a swordfish, like big marlins.
Yeah. Those are really big. Sailfish. What are they called, Richie? Are they sailfish and swordfish? They get
marlins.
Really.
Yeah, I think they're called boatfish. Yeah. It was like waterfish or something like that. If you guys haven't heard of the scissorfish up and coming band, they're doing pretty now. They're gonna be big soon. So hop on that fish core while you can. New genre of music. They're calling it fishcore too.
So yeah, it's a big fish. I'm wondering the size comparison between a full-grown marlin and one of these guys. I've never seen a marlin. I've never seen a sturgeon in real life.
So hold on.
I've seen dead marlins because they have them in Cabela's. I'm pretty sure. I think they have like the stuffed, the stuffed marlin.
So the biggest marlin. So I have it right here. The biggest marlin, 6 foot 6 inches, 245 pounds, but they traded him to the Yankees. Giancarlo Stanton, I think, was the biggest marlin of all time.
Hold up. I did some real research. I did some real research here. It says female marlins can reach up to 14 feet in length and weigh more than 1,985 pounds. The fish weighs a ton.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, that's what I'm saying. They're big fish. Like sturgeon are big, but I'm pretty sure like swordfish. Well, okay.
Yeah, well, they live in the ocean. The ocean is giant.
The average size is 200 to 400. The average size is 11 feet and 200 to 400 pounds, but that max value is huge. Imagine like you bring up a marlin the size of a freaking car.
Do we everyone knows how like apparently like fish that you buy at like Petco or something, it like usually they follow the size of the tank. And that's the same thing with turtles too. Like if you buy a goldfish and you put them in a really small tank, it's going to be a lot smaller by their fully grown stage than if you bought a goldfish and put them in a big tank. Is that the same thing for how the ocean works and freshwater fish work? Like if you put a sturgeon, obviously the sturgeon would have to be saltwater compatible.
So
don't get me wrong. Like, would they grow larger in
They
the
just
ocean?
put the adapter on it, Troy.
So, Troy, a goldfish, if you put a goldfish in the ocean, the goldfish is not going to grow to like 50 feet big. A goldfish growth isn't like unlimited. It's
No, I
stunted.
know. There's
Don't think of
obviously
it
a
as
max.
unlimited. It's stunted. So all these
Yes.
fish in the wild are able to grow to their largest size. It's not like goldfish are Godzilla and we just have to keep them in fish tanks to make sure we don't have fucking
Obviously,
100-foot
yes.
gold.
Unlimited
Obviously.
potential value. It just keeps
Obviously.
going up.
Yeah.
But what if we put the sturgeon in the ocean? Would it get bigger?
No.
Because we don't know what those are like in captivity. We only know what they're like in large areas.
There's
We've never seen a
farms
sturgeon in the
for
ocean, I'm pretty
where
sure.
they get- because it's a
I know, but that's
freshwater
in
Fucking
like
catch one and do it.
Well, I know. I'm saying if it was compatible for the ocean, do you think it would grow bigger?
If it's in the Detroit River, it has access to the Great Lakes. So I'm pretty sure its whole life was not spent in the Detroit River. It was probably in.
Well,
I don't know
you
what the
guys
name
are
of
I'm
that
right.
one is.
I'm pretty sure the Great Lake is a lot smaller than the ocean. So
Yeah, but it's relative to the size. It's the same. It's. What are you trying to say? Do you think a sturgeon is going
I'm
to get
saying
bigger?
I feel like they could get bigger.
Okay.
And that's how turtles work. Why not?
Can't
Turtles are
argue
bigger
that.
than the ocean.
Troy is really mad that the Marlins can get so much bigger than the sturgeons. He's like,
I don't
no.
think-
Well,
We
look-
need to force
Marlins.
evolution on these sturgeons to
Dude, this-
get them to the size of that
It's
marlin.
2 feet. It's
Troy,
2
what if
feet
we put
difference.
you in the
Sturgeons
ocean?
can
How
go
big
to,
would you
12
get?
feet.
Probably bigger. That's my point. Like sturgeon's like the big fish of freshwater. Marlins are some of the big fish of ocean water. What's the difference? Put one in the ocean. Let's see how big it gets. Obviously,
Marlin. Go ahead. Sorry.
obviously you can't just put a sturgeon, and you have to find a way to make it compatible first. Maybe we have to make some tech for it so it's capable of doing that. But I'd be interested to see from day one. You put it in there,
Make
see
a
how
little
big it gets.
scuba gear for the.
What are we
for the
doing with
sturgeon.
science? Why is this not a top priority? Why are we not doing this? Why is this not a top priority for all my marine biologists at this point? Because I think there's a lot of untapped potential here to see how big we can make fish.
That's a great point.
Unless it might not be ethical. I don't know. It might not be ethical based on marine biology standards.
If anyone could do it, it's Rutgers University. If anyone can do it, it's Rutgers University. No doubt.
On the nose, baby.
On the nose, bro.
They don't have
Exactly.
a marine biology department, so that wouldn't really make sense, but you never know. By the way, Sacco is not on tonight. I apologize. He's doing a soccer game. Richie, please make it the other camera because this one's god awful. All right. We'll continue on. Jacob, I appreciate you sharing your story about a big fish. I'm just saying, I feel like it could be bigger if we put it in better
There's
circumstances.
always a bigger fish, Troy.
That's what I'm saying. There's always a bigger fish, and there's definitely limitations. So I think we can make it bigger. Richie, you had a story. If you could focus in here for a second, about
let me get into that, Troy.
Well, I was going to try to do a nice transition for you. So we were talking big fish. Let's talk big fruit. Mind filling me in on that? I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. So these dudes, right? They took a fruit and they put it in the ocean, and it grew. And it got ginormous. Hold on, I'm pulling up the story right now. That's probably what Troy thinks happened. Kind of questionable. That's not actually what happened. They took a peach, I believe, and hold on. All right, I got it up. Colombian farmers.
The article is 12 words long, Rich.
Richie, you want to hear the story? Richie, you want to hear the story? I don't even have the phone open in front of me. There's a 9.8 pound mango in Colombia. It's the world's largest mango. That's the story.
9.36. 9.36. Dumbass.
We gave you this.
I didn't know if it was a mango. I didn't want to say mango. I was thinking peach. That'd be a big ass peach, though.
Oh, and it's not a big ass mango? Oh, God.
What?
All right. Yes, big
You're
mango.
lagging.
It's a big mango. It's the world's largest. No, you're lagging. It's the world's largest mango.
No, you're lagging.
Have you guys?
Richie is recording on a Nintendo DS. That's what he's doing. Yes, Nintendo. He's recording on my mom's Toyota.
This is what I'm recording on.
Richie's
This is what I'm
recording from the
recording
year
on.
2004. What? He's
on a flip phone.
Yeah, he's on the Sidekick, the T-Mobile Sidekick. Bro.
Is it getting back to the story here? Is it weird that like
Thank
I
you.
can't gauge fruit by like pounds? Like if you told me like 9 pounds, I'd be like, okay, that seems a little bit big for a mango, but I wouldn't be like, oh my god, that's like
Right.
gotta be the biggest mango ever.
Jacob, don't think size. Don't think like size. Just think about picking up a 10-pound dumbbell and then be like, think about a 10, you have to eat a 10-pound mango. Or like this, a big steak. How many ounces is a big steak to you?
I don't know, like what, like 7 or 10 ounces probably?
10
Like
ounces.
16.
16-ounce porterhouse.
24.
That's like that.
24,
That is a
man.
big 16-ounce porterhouse is like big steak. That's 1 pound. I had my ounces correct, I hope. 10 of those. That's how big this mango is. That's a
Okay.
big mango.
I
Think about
can
how
I can
heavy
picture it
that
a little
is.
better now. I will
I'm
say
go-
I don't eat mangoes very often. I don't really find myself holding just a whole mango.
That was my next story. Not my
does
next
that
story.
even
My next
mean?
question. My next question. I find it embarrassing that I am 21 years old and I've never had mango. I've never just straight up eaten a
What?
mango. Yeah. Isn't that
You've
weird?
had the mango chicken at
That doesn't count.
Chili's.
Chili's mango chili chicken does not count as
Yes,
eating
it
mango.
does. It comes with broccoli and rice.
It's good. I'm not debating if it's a good meal.
Troy,
And
it
there's
comes
little-
with fucking broccoli and rice.
You're right. I
What do
have
you
had mango.
mean?
So yes, it comes with like a little mango coleslaw on top. It's like cut up mango pieces.
It's
I don't
pico.
count that. Yeah, you're right. Mango pico. But I've never had
But
like
you never had like one of those fruit cups? So those don't count either?
no.
No,
I've
it's
never
got to
had
be. You
no.
got to get a fresh mango, cut it up
Wait.
yourself.
This
You're
doesn't.
telling me those fruit cups are mango?
What
I'm
fruit
sure they
cup?
have a mango version of them.
Oh, I'm thinking like the
That they're
the,
outlawed. There's no mango variant fruit cups
Wait
in
a
the
second,
United
what
States.
is-
You're not allowed to do.
what is in those? Is that orange?
Peach,
I
Is
think
that
it's like
orange usually?
oranges or peaches.
Peach.
I'm sure they have mangoes too.
pears, peaches. Troy, that doesn't surprise me that you haven't had mango. This is coming from the kid that thinks ketchup is spicy. Like, why would Troy venture to have a
No,
mango?
that's not true. That's Richie.
Oh,
I like
okay.
spicy food. Please.
Richie, I live with
That's
Richie. And I
embarrassing.
know. You've never
Why are you
had
lying
mango.
about
I
this?
eat freaking that one sauce all the time. You know,
All the
I don't
time.
even know the name of it. That's how spicy
Hot
it is.
sauce. Yeah, it's
Richie,
spicy.
when Richie goes to Buffalo Wild Wings, he eats mild wings very well. He eats them all. He has no trouble with it. Doesn't even
Would
need
that be
milk for
true? Would that be true if I had a Buffalo Wild Wings shirt? Hold on.
All right, this is good for the podcast. This is going to look great. So we'll continue talking while Richie finds his
Oh,
Buffalo
God.
Wild Wings shirt.
His room was messy enough. You had to do this, Troy.
Ah,
yeah,
yep,
they
there it
gave it
is.
to you for eating the most mild wings.
His headphones aren't in. He can't hear us. It doesn't matter. All right. So yeah, despite that, never had mango. Jacob, if you had mango, it's not a common fruit. Like, I mean,
I've never had.
well,
like,
no,
I've
it is.
never had
It's the most
mango-
common fruit. It's the most popular fruit in the world. I just mean for like where we are in the
I've never
country.
bought.
It's not like you
whole
go to
mango.
ShopRite and
Like I've had
a-
mango on things. I've had the fruit mango before. Mango smoothies, pretty good. But I've never like purchased a whole mango from the grocery store and just peered into what a whole mango
mango.
looks like.
You're
So,
green.
freshman year of college, we went to we went to Walmart, me and my boys, and we bought a bunch of food and we got a mango. We were all excited to eat this mango, right? So we got this mango, super hyped, put all the groceries in the back of the Subaru, and then when we got back to the dorm, we couldn't find the mango, and we're like, oh, we must have not bought it. I found the mango like 4 months later when I was cleaning out my car. I also found a dead bat
All right.
in my car that summer.
What? That is disgusting.
I have exciting news.
Oh boy.
Our executive producer has just shared with me a cup of mango.
Whoa,
I
put
don't-
I will
they
be
came
eating
in the
mango. I didn't know they came in the cup.
go.
I will
Let's
be
go, baby.
for the first
Wait,
time
put
in
it
my
on
life.
camera.
I will be eating mango.
Mango.
I'm not gonna lie.
Mango.
Hold on. I'm gonna give you the full. I'm gonna give you the full review.
Mango.
Relax. First, impression, keep in mind this isn't fresh mango. It's coming out of a cup. First impression, the smell's a little weird. Do I drink? No, I don't drink the juice first. Okay.
Why would you drink that first?
Indubitably. Do you have any organic ketchup I can put on this steak?
All right. For the camera, it's a little cube. Smell?
Smells
I don't
like
know. It's not
mango.
there.
Have you ever had mango
Texture?
ice cream? The suspense is killing me. Wow. So
Not
what do
bad.
you think? Mango's delicious. Mango is one of the best tasting fruit. Mango is like a ripe mango is close to like godliness. Like there's like a ripe pear is amazing. A ripe mango is amazing. A smushy banana, off the charts. A honey crisp
What?
apple.
A smushy banana?
I watched
the bananas
him
turn a
waste
little
a
brown.
banana today. I watched him throw a
mushy
banana
one?
out of his sunroof.
Hey,
Why?
that's not true.
Why do you like brown bananas? What's wrong with you? Why don't you like them ripe? Not overly ripe.
I like all bananas. I don't discriminate. But
Oh, overly ripe bananas?
No, when a
I'm-
banana gets pretty ripe, it has this nutty, perfumey flavor that just is totally different than just a normal ripe banana.
Nutty?
Yeah, it's like
And that's what you're going for from your banana?
it's amazing. No, I'm not saying
All right.
I only eat bananas that way, but if a banana is like overly ripe, I'll still eat it because it's a totally different experience.
All
It's
right,
a totally different experience.
I'm along the
Because
lines
cell
where
walls break down and the enzymes are flowing.
I'm along the lines where if the banana has like even a little bit of brown, I'm kind of turned away from wanting to eat it. Mostly because it's a mind thing. But on the other hand, I have very good associations with bananas that are just turned yellow. So like they're barely yellow. Does that make sense? Where they're like almost like crisper. I like those bananas. Not good for your stomach, by the way. Those little unripe bananas, not good for your stomach at all. But you ever notice in Austin, this is why I like these. These are the types of bananas you get when you go to walkathons and they're handing out bananas. They're barely ripe. Those are good bananas. Those are the best bananas.
Well, yeah, when you're like you've been awake for 18 hours and
you
your
eat like
stomach
8 of
is
them.
churning, and you're just like you just eat
Those
all
are the best bananas.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, those are good. I'm telling you, those are good. Little brown, not doing it for me. Honestly, maybe next episode I'll get a fresh mango, see if it's any different. The cup wasn't bad. I just don't think I would like most food that comes out of a cup. But I appreciated the flavor. I could see how it's popular. By the way, mango is the most popular fruit in the world. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Muhammad is the most popular name in the world. Shut the fuck up, folks.
How'd you choose Muhammad?
Read a fucking book.
Mango is the most popular
What is it?
fruit in the world.
Why was it between Muhammad and McLovin? All right. Moving on. Austin, you had a story. What was it about Walmart? You want to fill us in?
Yeah, I have the most American story we're ever going to have. So Walmart is expanding delivery to your fridge. So Walmart is rolling out a service to deliver groceries right into your fridge while the customers are out. And you know how much this costs? You would think like, oh my gosh, this is like a lot of money. It's $20 a month. $20 a month. So
A month?
a month.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, it's
I thought it
well,
was
you
per
still-
delivery.
yeah,
you still have
20
to buy the groceries and pay
19
the delivery fee. I'm
Yeah.
guessing they would bring it to your door. So it's $20 a month to bring it from your door to your fridge. Then
$19.95 a month. You can order unlimited times. If this is not the most American service I've ever heard, like, are we like, are you, if you're paying Walmart $19.95, because one, you know, they're not paying those people that much money if they're only charging you $19.95. Could you imagine you're at work and someone calls out and your boss is like, hey, Jacob, I need you to go deliver this food to someone's house. And you have to put the food in the fridge while they sit there. Are you joking with me? Where have we come as a society?
Hold on. Obviously, this wouldn't happen while they're sitting there. It's
Dude.
like, so when you're out, you could book it. And then while you're at work, someone would come in your house and put your groceries in for you which is
If I'm
probably
paying
a little
for
bit
it,
more
they're doing
tricky
it.
because they'd be in your house while you weren't there.
Dude,
But it's not like you're just going to be sitting on the couch watching someone come in with the groceries.
Jacob, we have all worked in restaurants here. We have all worked in the service industry. We've all worked with the public in one way or another. You're telling me you don't think that someone out there is going to book this and say they're out and they're just so lazy? Could you like where have we gone?
Somebody will, but that's not like what it's for.
No, but that's how people are going to use it. People like there's so many things that were created for one thing and turned into another. It's like
I will say because like now with COVID, everybody's like at home so much more often, so it doesn't really make as much sense right now, if anything. But
this is the epitome of laziness. Like put your groceries away. Like put your freaking groceries away.
All right. Well, some would say this is free money for Walmart because Walmart is just trying to get into the streaming service at this point, or the subscription service. Everyone knows that the future is subscription, and Walmart was like, all right, what can we possibly do? What can we possibly do to get a subscription service in this business model? It makes no sense. You think Walmart, they're like, all right, what are they going to do? What could they possibly do that's subscription based? Every company knows that's the future. That's how they can make more money. And they definitely had a meeting together in the boardroom. Like, all right, what can we charge people for every month? What could people who are even more lazy want? And it was deliver it, not just deliver it. We're taking it a step farther. We'll put it in your fridge for you.
I got another reason though.
There are cases, maybe there's cases where this is good because there's definitely people out there who are seniors or maybe have a hard time getting around where it's a challenge for them to even get to the store. But even then after that, when the things get delivered to the front of the door, it can be a laborsome process to put it away. It's good for them. But the majority of people who are using it are not going to be those people.
Here's why it's free money, though, Troy. Because they're just gonna, they're gonna walk in, they're gonna put the groceries away. I don't know what they're gonna do. What if your fridge is full? Are they gonna like take some stuff back, leave your refrigerated items out? There's some whole logistical errors there. But what they're gonna do, and here's where the free money comes in. On their way out, they'll just take one thing of yours and then
that's it.
Keep moving.
To be honest, I think I would hate this because I would never know where anything is in my house. They'd put it away and be like, where the hell did they put this? And there's going to be reports like they never delivered this.
Place every time
because it's not the same person either delivering it. So every time it's like
to do it, I'm just going to be throwing shit into the fridge too. So you're perfectly correct, Troy. There's no way you're going to find anything.
He's going to open his fridge, everything falls out on him.
The amount of calls that Walmart's going to get, they'd be like, you didn't deliver this, it's not there. And there would be like, check in the left drawer in your fridge, it should be in there. Or they're going to be like, we have no idea. We think we deliver it. We don't know where we put it.
They're going to take photos. It's like when you get Uber delivered, they're probably going to take photos and have receipts. But it actually reminds me of a really interesting story. Do I have a moment to share it? It's related to home delivery and groceries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do I have a moment to share? So, you know how when you buy 12 packs of soda, they come in these long containers that like open on one end? They're like perfect for putting in. Yeah, they're perfect for putting into a fridge, right?
Yeah.
Do you know how that was created? So basically, soda companies were like, we need people to buy soda faster. So how do we get people to drink soda faster? So they hired people to go to grocery stores. And they used to sell them in these packs that you would pick up, or they'd sell them in a 6-pack or whatever. And they hired people to go to stores. And when they saw someone in the the parking lot with the big pack of soda, they were like, hey, can I come home and watch you put away your groceries? I'm not even messing with it. They literally had researchers ask people in parking lots, can I go home and watch you put your groceries away? And you know what they found? Most people were putting their sodas in the cabinet and only loading like 2 or 3 at a time into the fridge. So they were like, let's develop a package that can go right into the fridge. It's easy access and it's designed to just keep all the stuff cold and not take up too much room. So I saw this and it reminded me, but could you imagine being in the parking lot and someone's like, can I come home and watch you put away groceries? Like, no, I would run away from that person.
It's a different time. It's a different time. I will say the biggest surprise, I think, which is crazy to think the type of year this year has been, was the fact that how many videos I saw on TikTok of people who be like, hey, did you realize like that this is how you do something? And there's a bunch of weird ones that are like, wow, I didn't realize that the design was like that. But it was concerning how many people I saw that didn't know how to open that sleeve of soda, that didn't realize there's a punch thing that makes it so they roll down. The amount of people who opened it from the side where you had to reach in and grab a can out. I don't know how people go this long in their life without realizing that there's a thing you punch out and they
You've
fall
never
down.
had a mango. What are you pointing fingers at? This is talking about throwing rocks in a glass house. You have had a mango and you're like, how do people not know how to open a soda?
Yeah, but I know how to,
What the
I know
heck
how to
is
cut open a mango.
Get out of here.
I would know how to cut open a. I would know how to cut open a mango. This is pretty easy. You could show someone a sleeve for the first time in their life, and they could probably figure it out. It has perforated lines.
Troy,
The mango probably isn't perforated. I'll give you that much, Troy.
Exactly.
It's not easy to cut a mango. I'm gonna buy a mango, have it ripe for next Friday night, and I'm gonna just give you a knife and see if you can cut a mango. There's a certain way to cut it.
Is there
What do you
something
mean?
in
How
the
hard
middle
could it
that's
be?
going to
You've
stop
never
me from
even
cutting?
held a mango. How can you say it's not hard? You've never even
I've
held
never
one in
had.
your hand.
There's no fruit or produce that's ever given me trouble of cutting in half, except for an avocado, maybe.
Troy, have you ever tried to cut open a pomegranate?
Yeah, you gotta
Those are
spank them.
difficult.
No,
You gotta spank them.
I've never had a pomegranate either.
All right. Next episode, we're all trying fruit.
Troy tries fruit. I've never opened a pomegranate, but
I've
we're
also
talking about
never had lettuce on my sandwich either. Do you guys put what is that lettuce stuff on sandwiches? That's weird.
I'm interested to see how long this model lasts because a lot of the time subscription services are good because there's no real true overhead cost. Like for example, a streaming service, it's not like Netflix is like having to pay a lot extra if someone watches their service a lot compared to if they don't watch it a lot. For a gym, the equipment's there. If the person shows up or not, the difference in price it costs to run the gym doesn't change that much. Maybe they need an extra person on staff if it's crazy busy. You know, there's small wear and tear that is an accounting difference when it comes. But in this case, there's actual labor involved. People have to deliver. You know, there's going to be full lines of people delivering this, and there's true labor costs per hour. I'm interested to see how long the subscription lasts. I feel like the price is going to go up eventually because this isn't one of those things that I think people are going to forget to use. Like for a gym example, a lot of people sign up, forget to use it. For one, it doesn't really impact, and that's what I'm saying. It doesn't impact if someone uses their subscription a lot. The gym's making money. The cost for them doesn't really change. They know that they can make the bottom line. For this case, I feel like Walmart, even if a person only has 2 deliveries per month, that's an hour. It's 2 hours. It's $10 an hour. I don't see them making a lot of money on this, which I don't understand how this is going to work.
So you're right, Troy, because the reason they did this was to get, I think it was a publicity type of thing because Walmart has a $98 per year grocery delivery subscription service. So you pay $98 and you get free home delivery on groceries. But according to Bloomberg, that service is not doing that well. So they're adding this because people are going to be like $20 and then, oh, wait, Walmart does $100 home delivery. Oh, that's great. I'll do that. I don't need the $20 per month, but I'll do $100 to get my groceries delivered for free. I think that's what this is.
And part of what I also think it's almost like a reverse Costco thing where this is like an added benefit that's going to get someone to shop for the groceries at Walmart, maybe compared to doing it at a local grocery store, because now there's the fact that not only is it delivered, someone's going to put it away for me. So there's the added benefit there. So they might not be making any profit on the fact that someone's delivering this for them and putting it away for them. That might be a sunk cost. You know, they might be paying that and they might never see a return on that investment. But it might be a marginal benefit that gets someone to decide that they're going to shop at Walmart instead. Almost like, you know, you go to McDonald's, it's $1 drink right now. McDonald's will be making way more than $1 drinks, but the amount of people who've probably come to McDonald's over the past year because they're offering dollar soft drinks might be a benefit. So I think it's going to be something like that. I don't think Walmart's doing this to make money per se, which I think they might, but I think anyone who has this service is going to use it more than twice a month. And that's at bare minimum an hour per delivery. I don't think the model is there for them to make money on the subscription. I think it's there to get more people in the door, not in the door, actually, to get more people to use Walmart service. I think that's it, to shop online.
Austin,
you're right.
Austin, did they talk about like the privacy or security aspect? Because I'm thinking like like I've seen similar things before
Yeah.
where it's like, but you have to have like cameras and there's like certain like things that you have to have in your house. Like they're not just going to deliver to your house randomly. They're going to be like, well,
Yep.
you have to have this certain camera. Like I know
Yeah.
Amazon actually sells like a security camera, and if you have it, then they'll go inside your house and put things down, or go inside your front gate and put things down because they can actually like work with the security camera. So I don't know if Walmart's
So
doing something like that.
you're spot on. So if you want to do this, either you have to have a smart lock or you purchase one from them for like $50. It's $49 with free installation. So they're making it as easy as possible to do it. But all the studies that Bloomberg is citing here is just saying that people don't want this. And I think it's a catchy headline. And like, I think in reality, like, yes, there's going to be people that want this, but you know what? The people that want to pay for someone else to put their groceries away are already doing that. They're not waiting for Walmart to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're shopping at Walmart for your groceries, which is me, I know I'm not paying someone to put away my groceries. What I do with my groceries is I leave them on the counter for a week until I use them, they expire, or I finally put them away when I go grocery shopping the next time. That's how that works. Like there's no I agree with Troy and Jacob. I think you're both spot on. Rich, I agree with you too. I think this is to get attention. I don't like people may do this. Well, that's okay. Well, you know.
Richie, what's your take on this? What does Austin agree with you on?
I'm just trying to include them, okay?
Yeah, no. So
I can hear his
Sturgeon, they're really
Richie hasn't
big,
said
and
anything on this.
they're actually. I think I'm a little behind.
Rich's computer's lag so much he's still on the
ShopRite's
Sturgeon story.
Anti-Pog. All my homies love Walmart. I don't know what's happening to my computer.
All right, I want to transition over to a major crisis that is going to rock America. I don't know if you guys saw, but there's a new competitor in the chicken sandwich, because every fast food place has a chicken sandwich now. This might be the least hyped one of the past year. Obviously, Popeyes added a chicken sandwich. KFC just relaunched and revamped the chicken sandwich. It's okay. McDonald's new chicken sandwiches, they're okay. And
none of them can compete
I think
with Chick-fil-A. Sorry.
And I think this is the least. Chick-fil-A is the best one. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now you're back in. What did you just say?
Yeah, so there's a new chicken sandwich on the market, and I think this is going to be the least hyped one ever. It's Burger King, and they're doing a new chicken sandwich. And this news came out this week. And of course, right as Burger King this, the Washington Post puts out a new article saying that America is running dangerously low on chicken. They blame COVID-19, a sandwich craze, and a huge appetite for wings, and having to do with a chicken shortage. So what this means is, one, it's bad timing, first of all, because now every single fast food place is serving chicken sandwiches, especially as Burger King gets in here. But I don't know what this is going to look like. I don't know what's going to happen if they're available. You think, like, is this a ploy by McDonald's to make it tough for Chick-fil-A? Because what are they going to do? Not serve chicken? This is all they can serve. So are they trying to eat up the amount of chicken that is available on the market and take control of the resources to make sure Chick-fil-A can serve nothing? It's a dive.
Troy keeps
but
going.
I don't put it past them. Honestly, it's a good move.
I
Jake,
think
can
when
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now a little bit. You were going.
Yeah, you've been going in and out, Troy. Austin, what's up?
No, I think it's Burger King one. You all know that chicken sandwich is going to be hot dog water. Like that Burger King chicken sandwich, we know. Like if they're selling 10 nuggets for $1, you know that chicken you're getting is going to be like part like seaweed and part like tar from the road outside of the Burger King. Like that is not going to be good. That's not going to be a good chicken sandwich. And I think if there is an actual chicken shortage going on, I think it's an opportunity to really look at where we're sourcing our food. Is it responsible and is it ethical? And is it good for the environment? Because if we switch to more plant heavy, vegetable heavy, and less reliant on meat, which I don't think America is ever going to be, but like the amount of damage that animal ranching causes to the environment and to the atmosphere. And I'm not saying it's like absolutely terrible and we just need to get rid of all animals. I think we just need to pay a little bit more attention, especially if it's coming out now that there's a chicken shortage. Like chickens lay eggs every day and there's a chicken shortage. Like we're doing something wrong as a country if there's a freaking chicken shortage.
Yeah. I
right.
see what you mean, Austin. I was just gonna respond. Also, Troy, you mentioned that you think that this might be a ploy by McDonald's or someone else to bring down Chick-fil-A because they have to sell chicken. They can't sell anything else. I think that's ingenious if it is that, but I doubt it. But I think that'd be a next level move. But I mean, honestly, you have to think about Chick-fil-A and be like, well, if we ever run out of chicken, what the heck are they going to do? Everybody else is going to still do something. But I imagine that, I've seen that fast food places are incorporating like Impossible meat slowly but surely. I think Burger King actually has like the Impossible Whopper.
Yeah.
Probably the worst thing. I think the Whopper might actually be my least favorite fast food burger I've ever eaten. But they made an Impossible version of it, so that's, I guess, kind of cool. But I can see that I can see as time goes on, more and more fast food places having, non-meat based options.
So
that was the other story this week from McDonald's too. They actually announced that they're going to be doing an Impossible. They're going to be doing an Impossible burger. Now, Impossible is the brand. Don't quote me. I'm not 100% sure if it is Impossible, but it's a plant-based burger. So I'm guessing it's going to be like the quarter
Impossible is
pounder.
the brand.
Yes, I'm not sure if McDonald's has the partnership with Impossible because I feel like Burger King does. So
again,
it might not
or something.
I think that's it. Actually, I think it's Beyond.
McBeyond
I think
burger.
it's Beyond.
Troy, can I just if you think McDonald's is making this as a marketing ploy, McDonald's isn't even smart enough to make a milkshake machine that doesn't break down every single night. You think they're able to make they're able to chicken lobbyists to say
it's definitely.
We've all worked in the service industry. We know the real reason why that machine is broken.
I was about to say
it ain't broken. It's gonna be fine by tomorrow morning.
I was about
it's just whoever's closing. They're getting some of their work done already.
It's true.
I was going to say, I don't think we need to expose them because I think everyone knows the fact it's not actually broken. It's already cleaned. Sorry, you missed the window. It's clean for the night and it's done. But adding things like this to the menu is great because, first of all, it opens you up to a complete brand new market. There's a lot of people who maybe might not like McDonald's because they are vegetarian in the first place, but they see anytime something like this comes out, they'll be like, all right, I got to try it. That was kind of the hype that happened when the Impossible Whopper came out. Now, it hasn't stayed incredibly popular. I've had it. It's honestly not that bad. It tastes semi-decent. I don't really like the Whopper in the first place. Yeah, it's not bad. It's really not bad. So I think that there's more. I think that there's more than just a marketing ploy here for McDonald's, because I think this is something that could have a term stay on their menu permanently. Because right now their only vegetarian option is really a Filet-O-Fish. So I guess that's pescatarian. I think not bad.
Pescatarian is you only eat you eat vegetables and fish. I think Troy's stuck, but I've had the Impossible Whopper. I think, Jacob, you're sleeping on the Whopper. What I like about Burger King's burgers, one, they're cooked over an open flame. I know that everyone thinks it's a marketing ploy. It is cooked on a grill, whereas McDonald's is cooked on a flat top. McDonald's uses mustard and ketchup. Burger King just uses ketchup. And I'm not saying it's better. It's just a different taste. It's more tangy. It's a little bit more sweet. The onions are usually like full circles or slivers, whereas McDonald's, they're chopped onions, which is a little bit different. Whereas, it's just me and you, Jacob. I think
just the two of us.
all right, what do we want to talk about? No one is here to tell us that we can't talk about something.
I mean, I'm intrigued in this Whopper discussion. I will say, I had it once or twice. I actually got like, it was like a promo. Like I got a free one. I think it was at a Tampa Bay Rays game. Like they had 10 strikeouts, and you could go to Burger King the next day and get a Whopper. We had 3 tickets, so I had like 3 Whoppers in the span of like 24 hours.
That's
and
why
I have
you
to
don't
say,
like
hold on. It was bad on the first one, and then it progressively got worse. So maybe that's why my opinion's so strong. But it definitely, none of them were good.
Anyone that eats 3 Whoppers in a row are not going to like Whoppers after.
But I could eat 3 McDonald's burgers in a row and feel fine and still like the taste.
Fair enough. I have.
But Troy actually brings up an interesting point. He was saying that they use like these Impossible or Beyond, basically plant-based meat products, and you can use them to get into a different market. I think it's also showing as these companies are thinking about trying to be a little bit more healthy as well, because some of the plant-based products can provide a little bit more health benefits for the customer that's eating them. And I know that the fast food companies are always under pressure to make their food healthier.
So I want to comment on that too, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm about to graduate, I'm about to be done. But in this past year, I've had 2 classes that have been very similar, and I've written 2 final papers on McDonald's and their recent partnership with Travis Scott. And they put together the Travis Scott meal, and it was honestly huge success. From every standpoint you look at it, did phenomenal. And there's certain areas that McDonald's, when you do a key strength, opportunity, weakness, you do a full SWOT analysis about McDonald's. One of the weaknesses, but one of the opportunities, is the fact, one, the strength is McDonald's adapts very well to different cultures. Different menus across the world for McDonald's look very different. So they do a very good job adapting to different cultures and offering different menu items. So the fact that McDonald's in the United States has this opportunity where they could start offering a bit of a healthier menu, and whether that be plant-based, whether that be having a bigger salad menu, whatever it may be, the opportunity is there. But right now, the weakness is the fact that they don't offer that. So this could be a step in the right direction to open them up and to become more seen as a place that has just a variety of options, including a health-focused menu. Taco Bell did something very similar to this over the past decade. They put the fresco menu available to everyone. That actually did a lot for their image. From a PR perspective, Taco Bell's image transformed into not only like, it's kind of like the White Castles of fast food. It's the same type of level where it's junk food. It's not great, but their menu has been really not changed that much. They just added a couple ingredients, rebranded, said, we can offer our menu completely vegetarian. Sub anything for beans, it's a great option.
It's healthy too.
Add pico and get rid of cheese. It's healthy for you. It's the fresco menu. They didn't change anything. They just rebranded it a little bit. This is an opportunity for McDonald's to not change their menu that much, really add one item, find different ways to use that one type of meat, the Beyond Meat. There you go. I think you have an opportunity to get into a brand new market.
So I think, Troy, the thing to remember too is that consumers beware, because McDonald's number one priority is making money. McDonald's priority is not the health of its consumers. If McDonald's priority was the health of its consumers, it wouldn't be serving what it serves.
Yes.
And I agree. I think moving towards plant-based options is important, but I think it's important for people to know that Beyond Burgers and Impossible Burgers, while it may be cutting out meat from your diet, and I try to be vegetarian. I'm what Troy calls a flexitarian. I mean, I did have 6 Taco Bell soft tacos tonight, but that's because I had dental work and I can't really chew anything this week. But that's a different story. Beyond Burgers and Impossible Burgers, as a patty, they're a little bit healthier than meat, but there's a lot of sodium in there. There's a lot of different stuff. And then when you couple that with, like at Burger King on a Whopper, there's mayo, there's ketchup, there's cheese, there's the bun. Like, it's not insanely healthier, but I do think it's an important, I think this is the first step to moving towards more plant-based. And please don't take this as me being like, oh, if you eat meat, it's bad, or meat is bad. But like I said, I had 6 Taco Bell soft tacos tonight. Am I ashamed of that? Absolutely. Am I going to cry in the shower later tonight? 100%. But moving towards plant-based and vegetarian, I think, is really important because we've seen in other cultures there's so many health benefits to eating more vegetables and less meat. And that's not saying meat is bad. It's just, let's just be mindful.
Finding a better balance.
Yes.
To go to your point about, you're right. McDonald's is 100% looking to make money. So their focus isn't about being healthy. But in this circumstance, McDonald's has kind of hit a plateau where the fact being they've made as much money possible being the brand that isn't healthy.
Yeah.
They've actually seen a lot of regression over the past recent years, not just in sales, but popularity among Gen Z, among millennials, especially with more QSR brands growing in popularity like Chipotle, Moe's, that kind of stuff. Even Five Guys and Smashburger, their popularity and their market share, I still think it's around like 23%, which is kind of crazy, but it's shrinking. And the fact is, other brands like Chipotle are growing in popularity because they have a health-focused image. Don't even get me started on that, because this is the brand in 2015 had a massive E. coli breakout, but their PR and their marketing was so good that they were able to reshape their entire image, and now they're seen as one of the most health-conscious food brands in the world. It's impressive. That tells you what Chipotle. It was voted the most health-conscious food brand in all of America. It's nuts.
Crazy. There's a place called Salad Works. It's
nuts.
What are we doing here?
It's also the most valuable quick service restaurant brand in the world. So they've bounced back really well. So McDonald's now has this opportunity where if you can find a way to offer, yes, we still have the unhealthy menu that has made us billions of dollars, trillions of dollars in the past. Let's add a new segment that gets a whole new market in here and makes a lot of money for us. You're just adding gold on top of the pile of money you already have, because it brings in a whole nother brand of people. It attracts the attention of people in Gen Z. Becoming a vegetarian and becoming vegan and becoming flexitarian is something that is growing a lot in popularity with Gen Z and millennials. This maybe doesn't become like a repeat thing where everyone's coming in for Beyond Burgers and McDonald's, but at least gets them in the door once. And if you have a conversion rate of like 10% with everyone that comes in, you might have a lot of customers that wouldn't come before. Richie, here you go. High five.
So I got the conversion rate, 11%, you said. I just wanted to know if you were posting this after class so I could rewatch it, because I just wasn't able to jot it all down in time.
Because of your computer.
With what you're saying. Yeah, I'm just lagging a little bit. But I just
Professor,
wanted to make sure. What was that?
Oh,
Richie,
That's me hard of hearing. That's my hearing, not the computer.
Richie's like, my gateway that is no longer made, that I bought from Walmart for $250 is better than everyone's computer. No, it is a good computer, and I'm really proud that you have a good computer, Richie. It's really good.
We're so proud of you, Richie.
It's okay. You're so great.
Richie, Jacob, you said you're doing good.
As long as Jacob is proud of me, then I'm happy, okay? As long as I can catch a football down in Wildwood sometime eventually and have Jacob say good job to me, my life will be fine. I'll be happy.
Richie, you must have really good memory, man.
Jacob, that is living in his head. That is living. I kid you not, Jacob. That has lived in his head for the past 3 years. It is the bane.
Because I think it's so funny.
Oh, Jacob said, can I just set the scene? We were playing football.
Chill. We're not getting into this. I just think it's
Richie
funny that
made
Jacob
a good
is
catch.
it was just the most dad thing ever, okay? Listen, I got
He's a
daddy issues. What can I say?
nice
I'm like
being.
Puya, okay?
Richie, your friends, a lot of your friends, very sarcastic in these things. Jacob saying "nice catch," that's what it means. Nice
Richie's
catch.
like, that asshole. What a demeaning.
What does that even mean?
shithead.
What does that even mean? What do you mean by
saying
that?
Like, Richie made a nice catch in the game, and Jacob was like, nice catch, Richie.
We
And
were
Richie
all
was like,
surprised.
I hate you, Jacob. Like it was.
What
a
do you
good catch.
mean? I never said anything bad about it. I'm just saying that, if anything, I just said that was a good thing. Listen, I didn't talk this entire podcast. I'm not going to talk in the last 60 seconds of it and be attacked by all three of you, okay?
Well, it's too late. This is the last 60 seconds.
Listen,
and you're
and
being
why
attacked.
is it right now that my computer stops lagging?
Can we just talk? Episode 30 in the books. Richie, I'm glad your computer finally caught up. We're done talking about fish. We'll call it a wrap here. Get over it. Next week, Richie promises to possibly be a little bit better with his internet connection, but we'll see. Keep it locked. More content coming out this week.
Was I better that episode, Troy?